it's very hard, but when you start out as young as 4 years old, you learn to adapt. You know, I've been like through many different foster homes, and with each one I've learned to adapt, and that's become a strong point for me. You know, I'm very adaptable, but for others it can be like a down spot for them because everybody's not the same. Where I might see a situation as I'm moving forward, others might see, well, I must have did this. It's my fault. So coming to, like, it's a lot of realization points in foster care itself. You have to realize that everything that goes on is not your fault. I mean, you have like problems that you may need to fix or issues, but it's not all you. It's a group effort. Everybody has to pitch in and do their part. If nobody does their part, then it all falls apart. The hardest parts for me being in foster care was like, let's see, being with families and learning to adapt to them, but they don't exactly adapt to you. It's very, very hard, you know, because you're not flesh of your flesh and bone of your bone, and you're not exactly adopted. So their love is not, it don't feel like it's always genuine, you know, especially if you have another child in the house that's of their flesh and of their blood. There's always going to be that, well, I feel like you don't love me as much as you love your real son, just because she comes from your body or she comes from your body. And that has happened in many cases with me, and that has been my hardest struggle because I've sidetracked my family, my loyalty to them, and tried to maneuver it into my life and point it towards them, like the new foster families. And it just doesn't work all the time. But then that one time when it does work, that's why I say you can't give up. You have to keep going. Before you become this foster parent, I hope that you're like mentally prepared, because it's not going to be easy. It's going to be much harder than you think. I hope your hearts are prepared, you know, to show this child love and affection, and I hope you're ready to recognize things in yourself that you haven't recognized before you take this child in, because your flaws can be their flaws. Your flaws can probably hurt them more than they hurt you. So I hope that you recognize that you may have some problems too, but that you're also willing to fix them and move on with them and help the child. Also hope that you recognize that everything that happens doesn't always have to be a negative. Everything that happens is not always bad. You can also learn from mistakes, and life will go on. And I just hope that you guys do well and hopefully have great kids, you know, have kids that turn out well and prosper and benefit from what you've taught them.